Alright guys, so for today's video, even though I talked about this in my podcast, which I haven't uploaded to YouTube yet, but is now on SoundCloud, I wanted to go a little more broader with the topic and less ranty with the topic, which I feel like I basically did yesterday in my podcast. Sort of ranted a bit, but no matter. But I wanted to talk more on the subject of weird student-teacher relationships. So, as I said in my podcast yesterday, or which you guys will see probably tomorrow, or today, I might upload both. I might upload both today. But in my podcast, I did it yesterday. I talked about a student-teacher, or alleged student-teacher sex thing that happened at what was my former high school, Hueytown High School, and I'm not afraid to say the name because they can't do anything to me. This is all perfectly legal. That's better. But there was a alleged student-teacher, allegedly, a teacher had sex with a student. And the whole thing, as I'm seeing it on Facebook, because I know I'm friends with a lot of people who live in Hueytown, because I lived in Hueytown before I moved here to Birmingham, and on a lot of the Facebook posts, especially from a bit of the younger people that I know, that go to the high school, because when I was back in Hueytown, I was involved with a church there, and I got to know a few of the younger high school people, and from what I've seen on the Facebook post, because Facebook shows you comments and stuff, blah blah blah. A lot of the high schoolers from Hueytown High School are on the principal's side. And the whole role of the principal was, what apparently went down was a teacher there had sex with a student, which I'm assuming the student was also at Hueytown High School, I can assume. And after that happened, somebody somewhere somehow reported it to the Hueytown Police Department, which aren't exactly role models for that entire city at all, because they've done some. They arrested one of their own guys for having sex with an inmate. So that makes no difference because they're basically the same thing. But I'll get into that. But what basically went down was, so we reported it to the Hueytown police. So the police went to question the principal because he's supposed to oversee and or start off with stuff like that. He's supposed to be the first person to say, hey, what's going on here? So Hueytown PD, Hueytown Police sent some detectives or officers to the school to talk to the principal. And what apparently went down then was the principal proceeded to lie to police officers. And they didn't say how or what he said or what, but I'm assuming the principal said, oh, well, no, y'all got it wrong. See, nothing actually happened. There was no teacher having sex with a kid. That didn't happen. No teacher had sex with a kid. That didn't happen. Basically, he told the police. I'm assuming, from what it sounds like, he told the police that it didn't happen. We don't know. They didn't say what he told the cops when they came to talk to him about it. So then blah blah. They keep going with their investigation, and then they found out that the principal lied, which lying to police is I think at least a misdemeanor, or it might be a felony. I don't know. I think it depends. But they issued an arrest warrant for him because he lied to police about the whole thing. So I think they ended up arresting him. I don't know what happened to the teacher. Apparently people are saying, which I don't know, like I said, that kind of stuff, I don't think most of the time, I don't think they give out ages and that stuff anyway, regardless of how old anyone involved is. But apparently people from the high school, which I see through a lot of the other people I have on Facebook, a lot of people, and so they were all saying the kid was 18. The kid was a senior in the U.S. He was a senior in high school, so he was 18. I don't know how old the teacher was. They didn't say. Nobody said who the teacher was. Nobody said anything about that, I don't think. But, so I don't know. But regardless if the kid was 18, that doesn't really matter because it makes no difference. And apparently they claim the whole thing was consensual, which weirds me out. That's the weird part that gets me, because I don't think I've ever heard that before. I've never heard of students standing up for a principal, let alone the students at Hueytown High School. Because when I went to Hueytown High School, my entire graduating class might as well have hated the whole place. So it went from when I was there, where the students would openly insult the teachers in loud enough voices where they could hear, to now students are standing up for the principal and stuff, and the teacher. I know this is a bit hard to understand. Like I said, I don't know much about it. I just read what was in a AL.com news article, which is a news website based here in Alabama, obviously. Which I trust that website. I trust them as news reporters and stuff. I trust their reporters. And those kind of things, most of those articles don't give out a lot of information on their crime stuff. So there wasn't a lot of information to go by. I'm just sharing what I saw on Facebook. Which is where I heard some of the more strange stuff. All the news article said was they had issued an arrest warrant for the principal of Hueytown High School because he lied about a student, or lied about a teacher banging a student. So yeah. So I don't really understand the whole thing either. Enough of that, because this is already scrambling my brain. But moving on from that into the next part of the topic I was talking about, that's just one of the many student-teacher sex things that I've seen since the beginning of the year. And I've seen quite a lot, actually. Like, more than usual. But I don't know why all of a sudden a huge influx. But so apparently there's been a lot of teachers banging their students. And you can't tell me they're so stupid they don't realize they're going to get arrested for it. Or either arrested or fired. Why would you purposefully do that kind of thing knowing you could get fired for it? That doesn't make sense to me. But I guess maybe teachers nowadays just hate the job so much that they don't care about them anymore, and that's what I'm assuming. So I don't know, I don't understand that. I don't understand, one, why in Hueytown's case, the students are supporting both the teacher who did it and the principal who lied about the teacher doing it. I don't know why the students are supporting everyone all of a sudden, because I don't think I've ever heard that in any other case ever. And I think I read somewhere else like a day or two ago it was because it was another teacher's wife or some shit. I don't know. I got confused. Like I said, these are all teenagers talking, and they could be basically making up all of this shit. They probably don't know who was involved. And maybe even worse, instead of And we're talking about like 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. We're talking about 18-year-olds at the oldest. These kids are, instead of talking constructively about it, and as 18-year-olds and 17-year-olds should be trying to talk about stuff like that, or at least starting to, in one post, basically almost all of the 51 comments that I read through were basically the kids just insulting each other. And these kids are calling each other names that I didn't know existed when I was in high school. That I didn't say when I was in high school. Which proves that they don't. I'm beginning to think psychology is kind of interesting to me, so I kind of think psychologically into this. I'm beginning to think that maybe the kids don't care at all. And that students are just using this as an excuse to whatever. And I also wanted to mention the double standard that's involved in probably all of these teacher-student cases. Whenever it's a male teacher and a female student, everyone's like, "Crucify him! Fucking him in jail now!" That's what that is. But when it's a female teacher and a male student, then everybody thinks, okay, it's okay. The teacher was female and the dude's a dude. Which is also very sexist. And it's plainly sexist. Because I won't get into that kind of stuff. But yeah, the double standard also kind of threw me off. I'm not shocked by it. I don't find it very shocking because it's Hueytown High School in Hueytown, Alabama, which is one of the most grayest, depressing, shittiest places on the planet. And so is the school too. Whenever I see most of these cases, I'm just like, that's up, but it happens. Oh, and if you notice me picking up a little microphone there, yes, I ordered a new microphone the other day, and I don't have a boom arm yet, so I just have it on the little stand it came with it. So it's like a tabletop stand, so it's like nowhere near my face. So whenever I want to do that weird close-up thing, I just pick it up and then... Yeah, this ain't a bad motion. I just put it up to my face. So if you notice a fleeting shot of a microphone, that's my new microphone and my much better microphone. So that's it on that. Once again, I'll try to edit this in a way that all of this makes sense. So this might be kind of a very short video. If you looked past my ranting and raving and stuff, and you liked the video anyway, give the video a like, a dislike, a comment, a hate comment, whatever you want. I don't care. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Alright guys, I hope you liked that video. And if you want to see more, you can click to either the left or the right for 2 other videos. And if you like my content in general, you can click the little subscribe icon in the middle of the screen here. And I'll see you guys in the next video.